Hey, what up, everybody? Steviebreech coming to you on the eve of Extreme Rules 2012 pay-per-view. When this first happened with Brock Lesnar coming back, I was really thinking that this pay-per-view was going to be a huge number, something huge to brag on coming off of WrestleMania, as not losing 75% of the buys or anything like that. But the way I feel the buzz right now, I'm thinking that WB wasn't able to bring in any of the former viewers or UFC fans. I don't think they're going to be building on anything. I think this might be an above average pay-per-view number as the buys and things like that. I really think this is a letdown. But bringing in a star like Brock Lesnar, which was a former wrestler that went to UFC and got probably bigger fame than he did from the WWE, with him coming back, I would think that you'd be able to steal a good number of people from that market and bring them back into this pay-per-view. Um, I don't know if it was the Three Stooges, this, that, or the other, but I think this will go down as being, sort of like an above average pay-per-view. Maybe, but I don't think it's going to be anything close to what like Money in the Bank was, which just blew up to, you can say, bigger than SummerSlam, close to WrestleMania type of a feel when it came around. I do think that the wrestling fans that are there are extremely, happy for this pay-per-view and are looking forward to it. So I just wanted to run down the matches, even though I've made a couple picks and a couple different videos, and just say, my quick thoughts on what was going to happen. Miz and Morella from the pre-show is just going to be a YouTube exclusive. I honestly am picking The Miz to win this match. I think that Santino's been winning his last few matches basically on luck, and The Miz, hasn't been on TV since the week after. Well, I guess the day after Mania. I really do see bigger things coming for him, and I think the U.S. Championship does need a revival, and I think that he is the guy that could bring some legitimacy back to that title, and hopefully bring some legitimacy back to him. I'm using words that I don't think I can say for some reason, but I'm picking The Miz in the pre-show. From there, I guess we're gonna have Nikki Bella beat Beth Phoenix. Just seeing how they want Karma to beat her for the belt. And I don't think she has a way to beat her on the show. She'll have to beat her probably on Raw or something like that. But I think they are saving the Beth Phoenix and Karma match for somehow down the road. I don't know if Beth Phoenix is going to have a face turn or if Karma is going to be some sort of a face. But I think that is the money match that people want to see. Well, money match and divas don't really go together, but I think that is the one match that people do want to see. Somebody like Beth Phoenix, who's been bowling around the girls for the last couple of years, is now has somebody put in competition with her that can probably bully her around a good little bit. But I think Nikki's going to keep the title somehow. Big Show versus Cody Rhodes, Intercontinental titles match. I don't know what the stipulation for this match is going to be, but I am thinking that Cody Rhodes is going to win the title back. I think it was a big surprise to me that he dropped the Intercontinental title. He is missing sort of his swagger, I guess you can say, not having the Intercontinental title, and I think Big Show is the kind of guy that just doesn't need that belt, and it is a little weird that he has it. So hopefully now that there is some room for Big Show to move around. Hopefully, he can move his way back up the ranks again, and Cody can go back to holding the Intercontinental title, what he's done best for almost the last. I guess it's been over 6 months. He won it right before SummerSlam last year, but I was a little upset that they took the title off him. I was looking forward to him coming close to breaking the honky tonky man with the hunkometer coming out. But Cody Rhodes is good Intercontinental Champion, and I think he deserves to have it back. Randy Orton versus Kane, Falls Count Anywhere match. I'll pick Randy Orton. I was a little surprised that Kane got the win at WrestleMania. Orton got the win right off of there, and they traded stuff back and forth. But I think all in all, in pay-per-view matches, it's hard to pick against Randy Orton. So I'll pick Randy for the win. From there, we go to the Chicago Street Fight for the WWE Championship. You could have CM Punk and Chris Jericho. Um, I'm picking Jericho to win this match. I think a lot has been said, over guys coming to their hometown and not winning as a face. I think it's always sort of a way to spike it into the next thing as the big letdown in front of your home crowd with his friends and family in there. But overall, I think Jericho is the guy that I thought was going to win at WrestleMania, and I think this would make up for it. Jericho sort of he got the better of Punk in a lot of bigger situations while Punk was feuding with Mark Henry, and got this match out of the middle of nowhere, sort of. But I don't know. Jericho, sort of needs his belt, and the people that are whining that he's leaving and then he shouldn't be in this spot, this will sort of stick it up their can, which WWE likes to do every once in a while. Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan, 2 out of 3 falls match. A lot of people are guessing that they're gonna have 2 different or 3 different kind of stipulation matches. I think this is strictly gonna be a wrestling match, 2 out of 3 falls, which sort of goes into Daniel Bryan's factor. I think there's no way he's gonna lose one of these falls in 18 seconds. I can tell you that much. But I am looking to this going the distance. Very rarely, very very rarely, do you see somebody win 2 falls in a row in a 2 out of 3 falls match. It's always guaranteed to go to 3. But there are a couple that I can think they come to my mind. But I'll pick Daniel Bryan for the win. I think he has a lot of momentum going for him, and I think it'll go into sort of more stuff for the next match that they can build on this. Like when Christian won the title at Extreme Rules last year, the feud between him and Randy Orton went all the way to SummerSlam. And I am looking for something with Daniel Bryan to go all the way, but you have to have something for Alberto Del Rio. And I think if they are adding Alberto Del Rio, that sort of does shift towards Sheamus, keeping the championship and going up against 2 heels. But you never know what could happen. Maybe they could do some sort of fatal 4-way situation, which I said, like the Big Show moving back up to the title ranks. He never really got his revenge on Daniel Bryan cashing in, even though they were 2 faces at the same time. Even though he has moved over to a heel now, they have some sort of stuff that they could build on to make 2 faces and 2 heels in there and sort of balance it all out. And then on to the big one, which is the main event, even though there's no championship title, but it is what I think 95% of the people are paying for, the return of Brock Lesnar against John Cena. I am thinking that Brock Lesnar is going to cream John Cena into the ground. A lot of people are guessing that John Cena could finally get her face or her heel turn here. I don't know when people are ever going to learn about this. John Cena will never turn heel. I am not looking for that at all. That is not in the back of my mind. I believe he's just going to get crunched. He's going to get up and do what John Cena does. He's going to laugh about it. He's going to put his fists up and tell Lesnar that he wants to go for round 2. And I think they're just going to move on to the next pay-per-view and see what they can do from there. Lots of talks about Lesnar moving on and fighting, who is it, Randy Orton at SummerSlam. Being a SummerSlam ticket holder, this does not make me happy one little bit. I made a joke on Twitter that I would fall asleep during this match. Orton is just a guy that I just don't like. I went to the bathroom and I went to the soda stand for a reason during WrestleMania during his match, because it was the one match that I knew that I wasn't going to care about between him and Kane. But that being said, I think it's just going to be Cena and Lesnar fighting it out. I think Cena's going to get his licks in on Lesnar, but I think Lesnar's going to get the pin. However, pay-per-views this goes, I hope that Lesnar pulls the win out every time, because Lesnar is the monster and that's what they're paying him for. Hope everybody enjoys the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. We'll be back with for a review and a little talky talk about what happened tomorrow night. See you then.